Get those tiny claps, all they going on the little bitty claps, yeah. Woo! Woo! Gonna be so fun to edit. I have good credit. Okay, that's it.
Okay.
Why don't you go ahead and talk?
I am now a little bit nervous.
It's okay. Nobody can see this. This is a test. So the hours that we spent
are going to be able to see this / hear it.
They're not going to be able to see this part right here because we're not doing this yet.
No, I understand that.
I might cut this.
All of that tracks.
Oh, you're just talking about the fact of what's about to happen.
Correct, yes. My anticipatory anxiety is now
I get it.
Growing.
I get it. You ready?
Hi, I'm Maggie.
And I'm Amanda.
And we're sisters.
In law.
We're watching Suits one episode at a time.
It's a show so nice, I've watched it twice.
And a show so great, I'm watching it late.
Thanks so much for tuning in.
Maggie's never seen it and Amanda's obsessed. They don't wear fancy suits, they are casually dressed. They are sisters-in-law and they got a show about a law firm drama that aired a few years ago. Only Suits fans, 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 only Suits fans.
Let's kick it off, all right?
Okay. Hello, and welcome to Only Suits Fans. I'm Whitney.
And I'm Amanda, and we're not sisters in law, but we're friends, and Whitney is here sitting in for Maggie while she is out of town, and we are interrupting our recaps of the original Suits to cover this incredible gift that is Suits LA.
Today, we're recapping Season 1, Episode 8, Acapulco, which we just watched.
All right, right off the bat, I needed to talk about something before we even talk about you. Please say the name of that episode again.
Acapulco.
Acapulco. I think it's Acapulco.
Is it?
Well, you're from the same city that Maggie is from.
We are, indeed, yes.
And so sometimes you guys don't pronounce things correctly. And so we'll let it slide.
I feel like that's an assault.
It's not an assault. It's a fact.
New York.
It is a fact.
Am I not putting the L in the right place?
Acapulco. It's boo. Like a boo. Like
Acapulco?
I think it's Acapulco.
It's a hard word to spell.
It for sure is, but I knew because I was sounding it out. I was like, Acapulco.
I think we did have to Google it.
Yeah, Acapulco. Anyways, this is my friend Whitney. It's Maggie and I's friend Whitney. Actually, Maggie has known Whitney for a much longer time than I have. And then she became an adult friend of mine. That sounds super shady. But you know, like when you have friends like that you've had for like ever and ever, and then you have a friend that you meet later in life, and that is Whitney, and who happens to know Maggie. And she's sitting in because Maggie isn't here. She'll be back, but she's on a trip right now with Kyle, which is my brother, Maggie's husband, and the reason that we are sisters-in-law. And Whitney has watched a lot of Suits episodes with me. Whitney has listened to every single Suits, Only Suits fan podcast.
Accurate.
Though she hasn't always seen the episodes. Whitney is
also true.
What I would call a unicorn in the television viewing business, in that she doesn't give a fuck if she misses like several episodes. She's like, it's fine. We'll just pick up wherever you are. And she'll get up and go to the bathroom in the middle of an episode. And I'm like, I'll pause it because I want you to see this.
I have so much faith in my deduction abilities that I feel confident that I can just jump right back in.
I will. I rewound that like 3 times today because I have to get it. We are so opposite. It literally is hilarious to watch a show with her. She might take the dog for a walk and she'll come back in the middle of a show. It doesn't.
I'll pick it up, and if there's something important, you'll tell me.
Yeah, but she will text and say something about the podcast, and what she's also saying is like, I can't believe Donna did XYZ, and I'm like, well, I mean, if you'd been watching the past 7 episodes,
Donna did some wild shit
she
that
did
I found out about.
But you've like kept up with it, which is
podcast.
Incredible. And Whitney agreed to sit in. It was like a no-brainer. Of course, Whitney's going to sit in because she's seen all of these and she's like so vested in this podcast. And she did us a solid, and she went back and watched all the other episodes because you watched one episode with us. at least.
I started with episode 6.
Yeah, you did watch episode 6. No problem, just to plug right in the middle of the season.
And then I went back
Yeah.
to number 1, and then I worked my way forward. 6 did make more sense after seeing 1 through 5.
You know what's crazy? That's actually how TV usually works. I love it. I love that you can do it. I'm so jealous. Because here's the thing. I'd probably get to watch a lot more TV if I did it your way. If I was like fine just getting up and going to put away some towels because I'd folded laundry. If I was okay folding laundry in the middle of a show, I have to watch.
So I will
Undivided
say,
attention.
in some ways, I think that I had fresher eyes coming into episode 6 because I didn't have any preconceived notions of these characters. And
Okay.
so I maybe picked up on different things than you and Maggie did.
Maybe. I don't know. It's pretty crazy to watch. I think it's great. I wish I had that. It's something I'll never have.
I mean, you've got a lot. You have so many things. You don't need
But that's
this.
just something I want because I love TV. I love TV and I love film, and I envy you, and I'm so glad that you're here. We have a lot to talk about.
We do.
Because, as you noticed, if you're joining us, if you've watched any of this, I know most of you guys actually listen to it when we drop it tomorrow, because we will drop it like it's hot. That's what you should say. Drop it
like it's hot.
There you go. We'll drop it like it's hot tomorrow.
So sorry.
And you all have seen that we get a kind of a slow start, but because I don't know anything about technology, it was very much a slow start. This is actually Whitney's podcast debut.
It is my first podcast ever. And I didn't think I was going to be nervous. And somebody suggested that I might be. And as it turns out, they were correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't look nervous.
I've got some somatic symptoms happening inside right now.
Again, somatics, okay? I guess we should also tell people that you, Dr. Whit, right?
Yes.
You are a trained psychologist.
Indeed I am.
Yes. Went to school. We can say Dr. Whit because you are in fact a doctor. And
Which is why I had so many thoughts.
She has so many thoughts on a lot of these things, particularly the Paula and Harvey thing when we were talking about the other students.
Unacceptable.
Yeah. And she gave us that intel. So this is the Whitney that we refer to.
After this latest episode of Suits LA, we all need to take a vacation. Ted and Kevin struggle to find a way to convict Pellegrini after Jimmy lies on the stand. Erica's childhood lemonade stand beneficiary dies at the same time Leah's cat, Katniss, is put down. Ted can't decide if he wants to work with Amanda in the courtroom or the bedroom. And Harvey is back to save the day. As all of our characters are revealing their unresolved traumas and questionable coping skills, new head of HR Marvin has an uphill battle ahead. Clearly, it's time to book a trip to Acapulco.
Acapulco. Acapulco.
Acapulco.
Acapulco.
Acapulco.
Acapulco.
Where's the
I
L?
just feel like there's more umbrellas in a drink if it's called Acapulco. If you're staying in Acapulco.
I don't know if we're saying
Acapulco.
different things.
Acapulco. Like this, right?
Are we saying different
Acapulco.
things?
Acapulco.
Okay.
Acapulco.
Okay.
All right.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. If we want to go do some before credits.
I would love to.
Okay. All right. Go for it. You want to? And also, she's reading my notes that I took live during the episode. So if she has to pass it to me because she can't read what I've typed, I think we all know what's up.
Okay, so we start with Amanda and Ted. Mm-hmm. Amanda, no relation.
Right.
He has coffee and wants to know if she will be the head of criminal defense. Her answer is no. He does try to sell her on a sweet deal and asks if she's willing to at least help him staff up to review some resumes.
Mm-hmm. And she's like, man, you sure know how to sell a girl. And he's like, I know how to sell anyone. Which was like very much like a Harvey line. It felt like...
Can I already have an opinion?
Yeah, this podcast is about opinions.
Okay. He does not sell it like Harvey does.
I know.
Because hearing Ted say these things, I kind of bristle. I'm like, this feels like maybe a little bit anti-feminist. I don't really love this. Harvey could have said the same thing, and I would have given him a pass.
Yeah. I give Harvey a pass on a lot of things. Like a hall pass, you know?
Go on.
To my house.
Oh, okay.
Walk on down that
Just
hall.
right down that hall.
Just walk right on down that hall.
That's
okay. Erica's mom calls And Arthur has passed away. Arthur, we found out, is Erica's next door neighbor. She has a very fond memory of him being there, being a big part of her being a thief of his lemons, which I thought was kind of an interesting thing to talk about. But it was like she was kind of upset, but all of a sudden became very verklempt, like right there. It felt there's a little bit of a disconnect there.
My first note that I took,
Yes,
in hard copy because I can't take notes on the computer,
yeah,
is why is she stealing lemons?
right,
Short of actually making lemonade, which she only did when he helped her,
right.
what is the purpose of stealing lemons?
I think it's the thrill, right?
Of stealing them? And then just collecting
I
them?
don't think it's the thrill of stealing lemons per se, but maybe just like being a thief. Isn't that what they say about thieves? I don't know. I'm not a thief.
I don't know if I know any like truisms about thieves, but
like people do things for like the thrill of it,
That
right?
is- yes.
Or the adrenaline rush or whatever beyond just
rarely is it stealing lemons.
right. That's fair. You've probably seen some cases.
I have, yes.
You know what? I know you can't talk about your patients, but has anybody ever come to you and said, "Look, I've been stealing lemons and I've been doing it a lot."
Of all of the things that I've had to talk about, lemon stealing has never been one of them.
That's great. Well, you know what? Tomorrow's a new day.
That's what I can hope for.
Tomorrow's a new day. We
With
can only
tomorrow's
hope.
sessions.
We can only hope. Okay, so anyways, she's going to go to this visitation because, which is not really a visitation, but just like, we're going to go next door. Mom says, we're going to go next door and see Arthur's, I guess, widow. Gladys. And she's like, don't worry, I will be there. And then all of a sudden she gets a call from somebody and there is someone important on the phone. We find out it's Adam Driver and she has to go to dinner with him. So I guess they represent Adam Driver. So again, we've talked about this before. I'm curious about like how you feel about them using entertainment law as such a big like part of this series because they name drop, but they also have people in there all of the time. Like, what are your thoughts? Or have you thought about it?
I have thought about it.
Okay.
I don't think that I love the marriage of entertainment law and criminal. I'm new to podcasting and criminal defense.
Okay.
I don't know that those parts make sense to me.
Okay.
Past their the show's need to like be able to give Ted a heavier backstory
Sure.
and a way to still get Harvey involved.
Okay. That's fair. Yeah. I don't know. I think I get why they're doing it because there's also the potential of like, ooh, there's the glitz and glamour of like additional Hollywood stars that could pop into the show, like a guest appearance. But this isn't Friends where people are popping into the couch. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's not.
Leah is there. Mm-hmm. Oh, you take this one.
Okay. Leah is there and her vet calls. Apparently her cat, Katniss,
Yes.
which is a phenomenal cat name.
Probably not the only cat named Katniss.
Probably not.
Right.
Had a procedure from which she did not wake up. And Erica comes to her and says that she needs to go to dinner with Adam Driver, and Leah says that she is not able to go. And Erica loses her ever-loving mind.
Yeah, dude, I put she's a butt, but you know what? She's more than a butt.
I have a lot of exclamation points and question marks. I thought it was highly inappropriate.
Yeah, it was really inappropriate.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we see Stuart, and he's with David Bowie. Bowie. It's Bowie, but sometimes I like to say Bowie, even though it's not spelled that
Just
way.
because it's a fun word to say?
Well, yeah, why not? What's going on?
What do you mean?
We got 2 dogs over here. You're gonna have to pick a spot, pick a lane.
Whiskey, the producer dog, is doing a great job.
And Maddie, the intern. All right. Okay. So she's with David Bowie, and Stuart says that he has footage of him blowing up a car. And he is not going to get Samantha Rails back. Like David's like, okay, yes, I did do this. Also, David Bowie is not the actual David Bowie who is no longer alive. It is a hitman, right, in this show. So it's also interesting that they have named him this.
I don't understand this character's role at all.
Yeah, I didn't move the show forward.
I don't understand why he's there. We've made a big deal that his name is David Bowie, but he's not the David Bowie.
Right.
Obviously. I don't understand why we have any investment in him.
Well,
Or why he's blowing up cars.
I don't know. Well, he confesses. And then we find out that no one's ever going to believe the testimony of a junkie. Like, this whole story, you and I had to pause. And you're a doctor, so you're way smarter than I am. I have a journalism degree, okay? So
Hey, only one of us went to Harvard, and it was not me.
But I did not get a doctorate, okay? Like, people don't call me doctor anything, okay?
I do.
Thank you.
When I call to ask if you're in clinic.
That's fair. Okay. So this is kind of like a weird story. We'll keep going and we'll get to it and we'll talk about how weird it is.
Yeah.
Does that feel good?
Yeah, I've got nothing to say on David.
Then we hear our favorite song. A greenback boogie. There we go. We didn't even practice it, but you know, because you listen to the podcast. Okay, we're going to do what we have done before, where there's such a beefy flashback. So we're going to do this flashback now and go all the way back to 2010 and roll all the way through it before we jump to present day.
Okay.
Are you cool with that?
I'm ready.
I just think it makes more sense because Suits LA loves a flashback.
They're relying a little heavily on the flashback.
I think they are, but it helps them bring in characters from the other suits. It also gives more context, which is fine. And I love a flashback too, but it is like a big part of this show.
50%.
Yeah. So let's talk about the 50% of the show.
Okay.
All right, kick us off here.
Okay. Ted and Eddie are in the apartment.
Yes.
And Ted is afraid that before he goes Before he goes to trial. He's afraid about going to trial because he's afraid the bad guys might win.
Yeah.
And he shares with Eddie that he's been having Eddie sleep there because he's feeling lonely and he misses Samantha.
Yeah. Also, these are my notes. If you remember other things,
Sure.
please. That's how we do this here.
I'll add in.
Okay. Normally, Maggie takes the notes. And so
This is a new experience for
It's a new
everyone.
experience. Yeah, for everybody. Pellegrini comes into the bathroom to threaten Ted. He says, when I put you away, it's going to be Ted Black Day. That's what Ted says. Because he's like so cocky and confident he's going to put him away. And then Pellegrini says that the next time he reads his name, meaning Ted's name, in a newspaper, it's going to be in an obituary. So it sounds like somebody's going to get killed.
It's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like a threat to me. And I will say this. When I saw that Eddie was in the apartment, I was wondering if Ted was keeping him there to keep him close so he could protect him because this was such a bad case.
Oh, that's very much what I thought it was.
Okay.
I thought that Eddie was actually there because Ted needed to protect him.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, okay, cool. We didn't even say that out loud. What do you know? All right, you'll pick it up there?
Okay, so Jimmy, who, again, I feel like we've got a lot of Jimmys and Billies and
we have a name thing.
Mostly indistinguishable names, is getting up on the stand to testify that Pellegrini is a murderer and that his typical MO is to have people blown up.
Yep.
And Jimmy acknowledges that he is the one who killed Billy Esposito, who apparently, this is very meaningful to Ted.
Yeah.
And there's a confusing exchange that Pellegrini's attorney is pointing out that Jimmy wasn't actually in Pellegrini's office, so was it actually ordered by Pellegrini? And somehow this automatically makes him a non-credible witness.
Yeah, he's completely discredited. Like, you're a liar. You just told the entire jury that you're a liar.
That felt like a little bit of a leap to me.
Well, I think that's what attorneys do. They might as well be a dancer because all they do is a bunch of grand jetés across the courtroom.
See, it's funny. Your brain went to dancer. My brain went to, they're really good at anxiety. They catastrophize and make huge leaps.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, that's because you're a doctor and I'm not. So thank you, Dr. Whit. Okay, so Ted gets in Jimmy's face for not knowing. They go back in one of those rooms, right? And Jimmy's like, hey, I swear I was in the room when the hit was ordered. Like, I promise you that it was Pellegrini. And he's like, but you just told the entire jury that you actually weren't there.
So, first of all, I'm not entirely sure why he lied like that in the first place.
Yeah, because I think, if I remember, when you're on the stand, you're under oath.
Right. But I don't understand why he didn't just say, yes, I was there. He told me to kill Billy. Would that not have been sufficient?
Well, yeah, you're right. Didn't make for good TV, though.
Okay, but here's my second point.
Okay.
So, if we recall, Ted was absolutely fine with Lester having lied on the stand and then 20 minutes later getting up there and saying, just kidding, here's what actually happened.
Yeah.
And we were completely fine with that. Here, in this episode, he thinks that it's blown up his case.
Yeah, I think the difference is that Billy was killed because of what Ted did. Like, Ted didn't kill him, but Ted had was very much involved in how this ended up happening.
But so it's only because he feels guilty that this is no longer acceptable?
Again, Dr. Whit, that's not right. But I do think that, I mean, he needs to be on some medicine. And he needs to be talking to somebody.
I agree.
About
Not
this.
Paula.
No, he does not need to be talking about Paula. Like,
Lewis's
medicine,
therapist,
that's your
100%.
choice. It's the talking to somebody that, like, Ted needs to talk this out. You're right. But I think that's why he is...
I'm just saying, this feels
I didn't write it.
Feels like
but I think
we
that's
are
what
not
this
playing
is.
by the same rules.
No, I don't think Ted plays by the same rules.
That's true.
That's okay. Neither does my boyfriend, but I'm so glad he's back. Okay. Kevin says that he and Ted need to go talk to someone because they know who can help. Like, you know who we got to go talk to. They have this stuff. It's Tia or Tina. I think they said Tia.
I feel confident.
Okay. So it's a Tia or Tina, this is Billy's daughter, and she answers the door, and he is looking at a list of bank accounts, and Tia's like, you know what? I don't know where they are, but if I did know, I sure as hell wouldn't give them to you. But then Kevin, sneak attack, comes in and gets them. No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ted returns to his apartment. He's looking very sad. Eddie is there to talk to him about it. Eddie is wearing Ted's clothes, and he asks if Ted knows why he does that. And it's because he wants to be like him.
Yeah. He said, when all my friends were dressing up as Superman for your hero day, I dressed up as you because I wanted to be you.
Yeah. I have some mixed emotions.
Okay.
That's both very, very sweet, but I would also love to see an Eddie storyline that's not about him just loving Ted.
That's fair. I don't know if we'll see it.
I don't know if we will either.
Yeah. Kevin, like I said, gets the information from Tia, and one of the companies on the list is repped by none other than Harvey Reginald Specter. My boyfriend's back and you're gonna be in trouble. I'm gonna take this here. He comes to see Ted about the Pellegrini case. Ted wants Harvey to give him his client's financial information. Harvey says no. Okay. Ted says that, hey, I would do this for you. And Ted says he knows what drives Harvey and it's winning. And Harvey's like, you don't know the first thing about me. And I think this is such an interesting pivot because I think Harvey would probably do this. And I think Harvey does love to win. And so for Harvey to say that back then.
I feel like Harvey always walks the line. And I guess he's done some unethical things.
Yeah.
Maybe the difference, which might not actually matter, is that he does those things when it feels like that's the only way to get to his solution. But he's not necessarily asking other people to do it.
That's fair.
I don't know if that distinction matters.
I mean, this is all stuff I don't even think about. So I think it matters because somebody else out there are other Dr. Whits out there listening thinking, why didn't she notice that? Yeah, that's great. Okay, so Stuart gets a call from his client, and Stuart says Jimmy can confirm that he was told by Pellegrini about the hit. And he says, remember that the way to make the witness believable is to help them connect to the jury. Like make there be like an emotional pull and like make there be some kind of connection between the witness and the jury, even if the witness isn't somebody that we like.
Sure. And Jimmy does then get back on the stand and says he acknowledges that he lied, not dissimilar to Lester, and that he did it only because he thought that one murder would not be enough for his deal to stand.
Billy was Jimmy's best friend, so that's why he didn't take that job and why he wasn't there when the hit was ordered.
And why he wasn't there when the hit was ordered.
Yeah, because he had to distance himself. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Ted. He is Ted.
I'm just going to let you go with that one.
Sure. So Ted tried to pull the emotional card, but it didn't totally come out the way he was hoping. Like he had the intention of having them connect, and he was like, do you miss him? He's like, I can't say because when you find out it's like personal, you have to disconnect yourself. So I can't tell you if it has to become an enemy. And so I had to disconnect. So he was hoping that Billy would say, no, that Jimmy would say, yeah, I miss him.
Right.
Big time. And he didn't.
And it didn't. And I totally agree. I don't know that it actually connected him to the jury.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's kind of like a flop. It came out sideways. I don't know what that means. What's the clinical term for that? Like when you mean to do something and it comes out sideways?
You fuck it up.
Oh, okay. Can you say that to a patient?
Yes, depending on the patient.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. So he fucks it up. I was trying to be like really like a doctor. Anyways. Okay, so Harvey then joins them. They're up there like drinking away, and he comes in. He drops off the financials he's asked for because now their lawyer is Daniel Hardman, which there's been a tease that Daniel Hardman's going to be coming back soon. So we know snaky ass Daniel Hardman, which chef's kiss, love that character. Not my boyfriend, but happy that he will be hopefully making a return. And so now Ted has all the info he needs to get this done. What was funny is that like Harvey does this, he leaves, he walks away, and then he comes back again, and he says
he has to tell them what to do with it.
I know, but it was like such a comedic move.
Yes.
The way that they did it, and I loved it. I also loved, I will say, like the cinematography here and like Harvey is up and they're looking up at him like he has such a high status move, and then they have Ted and Kevin sitting down. Like I love when people shoot status. It's one of my favorite things. You don't see it a ton in like the regular Suits, but this was like a really like very clear to me. Like, hey, we're going to show the status. Like, we're going to go hard.
So you commenting on like his comedy. One of the notes that I wrote down is that Harvey is more charming than every LA Suits character put together.
Oh my gosh. Yes, he is.
Every single one. All he had to do was walk out and come back in and make a joke about
the top of a baby box.
And it was sweet.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad he's back. That's 2 of 3 episodes. We get him for 1 more episode.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah. He's making 3. He's in 3 episodes. And in this season, we still don't know if it's been picked up for another season.
Okay.
Here's hoping, you know?
He's doing some heavy lifting.
He has to.
He's doing some
He's
heavy
Harvey.
lifting.
And you know why he did it? He came back for the fans. He didn't care about it. He's like, I'm coming back for the fans.
Oh, wow.
But this fan. Only
For
Suits
you.
fans. Yes.
Did you have your own like letter campaign? Did you write it?
I can't confirm or deny. Okay. I have a responsibility to my clients. All right. Present day.
Okay, present day.
Hop in there.
Okay, so after yelling at Leah and reaming her out in public, Erica then goes to see Ted and asks if Ted could take her Adam Driver dinner.
And he's like, I don't want to, but I can if I need to. So then Rosalind comes to find Erica to go see Marvin, who is the new HR guy.
Yes.
Because the last girl got fired for some questionable stuff, and no, she wasn't the one who fired herself. And they make this little joke about it was one time, I was not there, blah, blah, blah. It's like it's like, as someone who is in HR, like that is the cliche response people want to say to you. And sometimes you just have to look them dead in the eye and be like, not the time, dude.
I was going to depot you
and
ask you if you had ever been told that. Like, yeah, it happened once. I'm sorry, it'll never happen again.
I have had that told to me when I will drop a one-on-one on your calendar without giving you a heads up.
Okay.
And
that would stress me out.
Right. If you don't talk to me regularly, it stresses people out.
Sure.
And so I have to, if I don't regularly meet with them, I will Slack them and say, hey, I dropped a one-on-one. It's to talk about this. Don't worry. It's fine.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I don't get around to it till Friday afternoon at 3. And so to drop that quick one-on-one on somebody's calendar. Also, I'm somebody, and I have to remember that if you drop a meeting on my calendar, it doesn't matter.
No, because you are HR.
I know, but I'm saying like, but even HR gets like, could get nervous about it. But like, it's never worried me to have a meeting put on my calendar, but for other people.
Cool as a cucumber.
But other people, so I have to like, I've had to answer your question. People have said that as a joke, though. They'll like respond.
But you, in our friendship, you have learned that if there's a time where you're like, hey, can you call me? You've learned to tell me if it's something like good or something that I need to feel anxious about in advance.
Yeah.
And you're not my HR director.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to be anybody's HR director in a few weeks. So yeah, silly joke. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
I don't even know where I am.
Oh, Stuart and Rick.
Okay. Stuart and Rick,
they're at this dinner thing.
Yeah, they're at this dinner thing, and I don't really understand what's happening at the dinner. Rick is at dinner with this guy, and then Stuart comes because there's somebody who was a whistleblower on his show, but that person maybe has a substance abuse history.
Yeah, so I think, so the dinner part's a little later, but this is that same thing. I think my understanding of it right now is that this has to do with David Bowie.
Yeah, but I don't understand how.
I don't either. You know
And we rewound.
And we did,
rewatched
we
it.
did, but together we have some degrees.
There, I had
Yeah,
multiple.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Erica goes to see Marvin about the convo that Erica and Leah had. And Marvin overheard her convo. And he is the one that called her in himself. And he was like, look, that's not actually appropriate. Like, you had like a not so good tone. She is actually allowed time for personal time off. And she gives him the biz in a way that, honestly, unbelievable. Not like I can't believe it. Like, it actually is not believable that she would do that.
It was
as the partner.
in no way believable.
There is no way. I know it makes for good TV. There is no way a partner at that firm would talk to the head of HR that way, or anybody.
No, it was not believable, and therefore I didn't find it compelling. Like, this is just wild. This couldn't happen.
Right. If somebody said that to me, boy, I'm gonna be cool as a cucumber.
There'd be a lot of one-on-one meetings being drawn.
Oh no, there wouldn't be a lot. No, I would quickly draw that paperwork up.
Oh, the termination.
Yeah, we don't need to go through a process.
Oh.
I think that's pretty obvious. Okay. Then we see Amanda. Not this one, the other one. She's looking through some resumes late at night. Ted offers to order dinner so they can go through those resumes together. That's so sweet.
And Ted is clearly missing his time in New York. He's sort of reminiscing about it. They're talking about why they got into law, and he says that he knew that he wanted to be a prosecutor from the minute that he got to law school, but that it didn't end well. And the Lester case has sort of like awoken something in him that maybe had been dormant during his crossover to entertainment.
He says that it made him remember. It reminded him that the law part of being a lawyer is he used to take it way more seriously. Do you say lawyer?
No, I say lawyer.
Well, we're too far in now to this episode. I think we all know it's lawyer. If you haven't seen that one, is that episode season 2, episode 1, or episode 2, where Maggie and I have the big lawyer off?
I know exactly what you're talking about, but in no way do I remember which episode.
I'm going to find it. I'll drop it in the show notes. Y'all know what that means. It's a fun one. It's probably my favorite clip on Instagram of ours.
Of lawyer versus liar?
Uh-huh. It's my favorite one, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, feels good to be right. All right, so...
Rick is meeting.
Rick is meeting with this producer. This is that story we don't get. We're going to pass it on. We're going to keep going because we don't actually really get it.
Yeah,
Rosalind is waiting for Erica in her office because Erica lost it on Marvin. And Erica is mad that Rosalind is mad at her. And she was like, Erica needs to treat the head of HR with the respect that he deserves. Like, Rosalind, goes hard with Erica. And she's right.
She's 100% right.
Also, I don't think Marvin was out of line.
No.
I know I'm biased here.
In no way was he out of line.
Yeah.
So I had 2 thoughts. Number 1.
Because we can finish up this story right here because we have Erica right here.
Is Rosalind... are they trying to, mimic her after Donna's character?
Well, it's Ted's secretary.
Right. So are they trying to make her this,
I don't know,
powerful,
we like
character?
we like the person playing Rosalind. We want to see the character Rosalind more. Like Maggie and I talk about that. Like, we don't completely know what the goal here is with Rosalind.
And in that moment, my thought was like, oh, does Rosalind have a crush on Marvin?
Interesting. Okay. So let's wrap that story up. Erica goes to see Marvin. She apologizes. It feels like ChatGPT wrote this apology for her.
Correct, yes.
It's completely... it was real stupid and not believable. Marvin plays therapist, and he does a great job. Like, he literally asks her a couple of questions, which is all you got to do in HR. Just listen, ask a couple questions. kind of like being a doc, you know what I'm saying? And Marvin told her why Leah couldn't make the dinner. So my question here is, did Leah not go to the dinner?
Correct. Leah did not go to the dinner.
Okay. Because Marvin stepped in and said, you don't have to go after he heard the reaction.
Correct.
Or was she going to not go even after Erica? Like, I don't know.
I don't think she was going to go either way, but Leah did not go.
Okay.
Erica went.
Okay. All right.
Amanda. Okay.
Yeah, we'll start with Amanda right here.
Okay. Amanda goes to ask Stuart if Ted is an ethical man.
Yeah. What'd you think about this?
She made reference to Ted doing something unethical with the lawyer in Lester's case, and I didn't know what that was in reference to.
I didn't either. I'm trying to think. That was Elizabeth was the lawyer.
But she mentioned the judge, that he did something unethical with the judge.
I can't remember.
Oh, maybe it was the like hiding Lester for a day?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's it.
Do you think that's what it was?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And then they got into a debate about whether or not something is unethical or immoral.
Oh, which I thought was interesting. But here's my depot for you. Which one is the bigger offense? Unethical or immoral?
In what realm?
I don't know. I was trying to decipher the difference.
What
honestly.
that means.
Because like immoral to me, it's going against your morals.
Right.
Unless there are company morals, right, that we're talking about. But like, it's really like, what are your morals? And then, but also like, ethics is also a thing.
Indeed.
Right? But it's also, some people will buy into ethics more than others, and some people are more ethical than others. So like, I feel like you can't be like moral and unethical, right? I feel like
I feel like those two things track together. There are times in mental health that the ethical code and the legal code might be
that's
at
also in
odds
real estate, by the way.
with one another.
Yes.
And in fact, I think that is happening more and more currently. And so then it's a question of how do you reconcile those things? But in my experience, the ethical thing is also the moral thing.
Okay. Yeah. It's the same thing with real estate. I tell people that all the time. I'm like, is what they're doing ethical? No. Is it legal? Yes. Yep. And that's what sucks. Yep. I was like, we are in bed with some law-abiding, unethical people right now.
Not who you want to be in bed with.
It's not. I don't know. It really isn't. Okay. Stuart goes to see Isaac, who I think is the DA, right? Or is he the federal prosecutor? About David Bowie, because the witness is a junkie.
Right.
This is more of the David Bowie case. I think we have to just talk about it a little bit here.
Okay, I'm going to let you take the lead on that.
David Bowie comes down there and Stuart gives him the biz because he's like, I've done all this before. Because guess what? There's another witness, by the way. And David says he has threatened a lot of people. He's like, probably 40 or 50 people. Okay.
Right. Now we're owning up to all that.
Yes. And Stuart needs, he says, that David says, I need people to think that I'm willing to do certain things that he doesn't actually, so that he doesn't actually have to do it. He's like, I have to threaten that I would go and do this so that they know that I'll do it, even though I won't do it. So it's like, I'll kill you.
But also, why?
I don't know.
Like, what is his connection? Who does he work for?
I don't know.
Why does he need to be doing this? How long
What
has
is
he been
this
doing
called?
this?
What is this called in your profession? When people just do this.
Do what?
They make stuff up. They're like, they threaten and like false promises or like
lying.
Yeah, you're right. This is called lying.
Okay.
I love the times I've asked. It's either been fuck stuff up or lying. Ooh-wee.
Those are the professional terms.
Okay, those are professional terms.
Yes.
All right. Here we go. Yeah, this one
okay.
This one is. Woo-wee.
So Erica goes to see Leah.
Okay.
And because she now has knowledge that Katniss had died, she initially is coming in all sugary sweet. And she is saying, well, why didn't you tell me? You could have told me that. And acting like we have compassion. And then the second that she finds out that the cat had in fact already passed, She turns on a dime and again yells at Leah in a wildly inappropriate way.
Again, I didn't believe this scene.
No.
I can't believe that. I can't believe that she... But then again, I think about somebody who used to do this a lot on Suits and still got away with it.
Louis Litt?
Uh-huh. He treated people kind of shitty. Sort of, real shitty.
He treated
And he
people
would say
very
awful
shitty.
things, and he still got away with it.
Yes, and in my mind, the difference feels like that was how he behaved toward a large group of people. Doesn't excuse it.
Right.
But that was his behavior toward everyone. And with Erica, it feels targeted at Leah. Neither are acceptable.
You think it's because Leah knows more about TV than Erica?
I think Erica has a very, very fragile ego.
Yeah, she does.
And because then she goes to her mom and she's sad and she says, I had a bad day. My coworker's cat died. Have we had any acknowledgement to Leah of her inappropriate actions or emotions or very poor emotion regulation abilities? We have not.
No. Motion regulation abilities. Woo. We've say that 3 times fast because that's something Maggie and I have never said on this podcast. All right. Turns out there was a second whistleblower, but now the whistleblower is dead. Stuart finds this on his phone. So this means we're going to have to talk about this damn case again next week.
Yeah, no, this story is going to continue and I hate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Last scene. Go ahead.
Harvey arrives at Ted's place.
He's already there. Harvey is there.
He is there.
Waiting.
Oh, wait, do we need to talk about Amanda first going to see Ted?
Oh, yeah. Let's go. Let's do that.
Okay. Amanda goes to see Ted. She says that she is interested in taking the job
Yes.
if he can accept that she will at times be defending guilty people. And perhaps more importantly, if he's going to be okay working together and not being romantic together. Because he's got to pick a lane.
Yeah. And then he goes, I didn't know that you felt that way. Which is the exact same reaction when Donna kissed Harvey in season 7. Like, what? You like me?
Right. I've been actively wooing you and flirting with you. And now, as soon as you acknowledge it, I'm going to act like this is brand new information.
Wild, I tell you. Wild.
It feels like a, low bar for men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we had the whistleblower thing, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Okay. Last scene.
Okay. Now, Harvey is at Ted's place. Pellegrini's getting out.
Yeah, he's there to greet him. And you know what that means? They're getting on a plane next episode.
Going to New York.
They're going to go fight the bad guys. Boy, oh boy. Am I excited. Sometimes when you have to get on a plane, you're kind of just getting away. Would you be interested in getting away?
I would love to get away. And also, as you're entering this bit, I'm going to remind you that we completely forgot the brief.
You forgot your brief? You know what? I'm going to edit it in. Keep going. Let's go to the very end, and it'd be so much easier if I edited it in to the top.
Okay, we'll put it at the end.
Okay.
And the reason that you reminded me is because I make a similar pun.
Do you really? That I have in these predictions?
Oh, no, just taking a trip.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Speaking of, sorry, I get distracted sometimes when I'm packing for a trip. And so I think we should maybe go to Prediction Town. Would you be interested in going?
Amanda. Austin.
Yes.
I will go with you anywhere.
Oh my gosh. Choo choo. Chicka 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 chicka. Choo choo. Chicka 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 chicka. Prediction Town.
We arrived.
We arrived. How did you do that one solo? Okay. Do you have predictions? Do you have predictions? Swallow.
Do I have predictions? Yes,
Okay.
I do. Ted and Amanda are definitely going to make out at some point.
Okay.
He's not going to know if he wants to be her business partner or if he wants to be her romantic partner.
Okay.
I'm going to continue to feel annoyed at the entire David Bowie story.
Yes.
Stuart's beard will be even more incomprehensible over time.
Yeah.
And I hope that Leah's character gets the development that it's due because she's delightful and I hate that she's been shit on by Erica.
I love that.
Those are my predictions.
All right. Well, yours are better for sure. Harvey and Ted are going. Harvey and Ted are going to New York to solve a case together.
Sure.
We saw that in the previews.
That doesn't really feel like a prediction.
Well, sometimes you write things down on your to-do list after you've done them, and then you cross them off.
I actually do that.
Okay, so that's what this
all
is.
The time.
That's
but
what
I like
this
to
is.
highlight mine.
Okay, all right. I usually can't find the to-do list. Daniel Hardman is going to make an appearance in a flashback.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ted is going to try and negotiate a way for Amanda to be head of criminal defense and defend his little criminal, if you know what I mean. Okay?
Do you think it's little?
I don't know if it's little or not. I can't tell. The vibe, it's hard to tell. Erica is going to be put on a PIP, a performance improvement plan. And then she's going to develop a crush on Marvin because she's like, this guy knows what he's doing because HR knows what's up. That's me projecting, because HR knows what's up. And Rick is going to be super jealous.
As will Ted's secretary.
Yeah.
They'll both be jealous.
Oh, yeah. Rosalind.
Yeah.
So those are my predictions.
Those are great predictions.
It's been fun.
Making predictions?
And just doing this podcast.
Oh, thanks.
I was thinking maybe we'll do your brief at the very end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the names of it all?
Yeah, let's talk about the names.
Okay. I need clarification on whether or not Ted and Eddie have the same name.
Well, I thought you texted me this.
Yeah.
It was a journey to watch these texts come in because I was right in the middle of cleaning out my closet when I was listening to an all hands, which is not something you're supposed to do. But I didn't have my phone on
perfect combination.
I had my phone on Do Not Disturb, I woke up the phone and saw so many texts from you about this. I thought Ted was short for Theodore.
It can be, but it can also be short for Edward.
Okay, and so then there's an Eddie and a...
I want to know...
Are they both named Edward?
We don't know.
Well, George Foreman named all his sons George Foreman.
Exactly. That's
so both of those sons could be named Edward.
Because do we know their dad's name?
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's been said. Because he's in the show.
Is it Edward? Like, is this a same situation?
We gotta look if this is a George Foreman situation.
Right.
Might be.
I would like some clarification on that.
Got it?
Also, Rick and Erica... Functionally the same name.
The Ricks, yes.
We have so many Stewarts. We have Stewart now and previous Stewart, Stu. Mm-hmm. We got to think outside the box a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. We do. The naming thing is weird.
Yeah.
I think Aaron Korsh is just attached to names. We also have an Amanda.
We do.
And we had a Sheila Amanda Saz.
Oh, that's a good point. I forgot about that.
Yeah, just saying. It's a lot. Was this fun?
This is a great time.
Okay, see, now you're not nervous anymore.
I mean, I'm still a little sweaty.
Are you? Well, the reason you're a little sweaty is that I turned off the air in here for room noise. Because if anything, we care about the quality of this production.
Right.
And so that's probably why you're sweaty.
Do you think that now that we've wrapped up, we should go have some liquid chocolate?
Yeah. Whitney came over early and made some food for us. It was really good. And then she's like, hey, I made pudding because I had a craving for it. And so she's like, I'm going to get the pudding ready for us. And we can eat pudding while we watch the show. So she puts this mug right here in front of me. And I was like, I can't wait. It's chocolate pudding. Who wouldn't? Love it. And I start to pick it up. And this is a little bit of the consistency right here. And I was like, oh, it's a little bit thinner. And then she just looks over at me with a complete mouthful of it and goes, oh yeah, I made it with water. And so she made chocolate pudding with water. She got here. First of all, I don't really keep milk here. And so
there was no milk.
There was no milk. There usually is. I mean, sometimes there might be some oat milk, but I don't really keep milk.
I didn't think about it.
And she just got in that kitchen.
Just audibled my way right
with water.
The water pudding.
Maybe thought I wasn't going to notice.
I was hoping you weren't going to notice.
And then she is just calling it cold, thick, hot chocolate right now, which is actually the best. It would be like if you made hot chocolate really thick, and it was cold.
And then you cooled it.
It's
a delicious treat.
It also makes me think I'm eating a mug of Hershey's syrup.
But you're not. It's Jell-O.
I know, it's Jell-O. Anyways, she made it with water, so I'm going to have chocolate soup a little bit later. I'll finish it.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't eat all of it because I was typing in the middle of the episode. I'm going to sign us off.
Can I read my brief?
I'm going to sign us off and then have you do the brief at the very end.
Okay, perfect.
Because it's easy to chop it out and edit it. People are still going to hear this part of
For
it.
all the behind the scenes.
This episode's going to be... Okay, y'all. Thanks so much for tuning in. You can check us out at onlysuitsfans.com. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can listen on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere else you get your podcast. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review.
Do I have a line?
Yes, this is what you say. Maggie says. And if you're going to leave a review...
Oh, and if
leave a
you're
prompt.
going to leave a review, you can absolutely start it by saying, I also love cold, watery, hot chocolate. It's a delicious treat to accompany it's the Only Suits Fan podcast.
And we'll send everybody a year's worth of Jell-O if they start their review that way. I'm not even kidding you. I will hunt you down. I will find your address. I'm a realtor, and I will send you a case of Jell-O.
I'll contribute.
Jell-O for the year.
I'll contribute to that.
This was great. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for playing. And this is where we will officially cut the episode. But go ahead and let's hear the big bad brief.
Okay.
Okay.